Hey everyone, and welcome. Today, we're gonna dive into a challenge that, let's be honest, pretty much everyone in the professional world has faced. How do you communicate with total clarity and confidence every single time? Well, we're about to unlock a simple secret that can totally transform your work. So let's get into it and see how we can swap that blank page anxiety for some real confidence.
So, here's the plan. We're gonna start by looking at that dreaded blank page. Then, I'll introduce you to the power of templates. After that, I'll walk you through a super simple two-step method, show you exactly where you can apply it, and then, finally, reveal how all of this leads to what our source material calls easy writing. You know, that sweet spot where professional communication just feels like second nature.
All right, first up, the professional blank page. We're talking about that universal struggle, that moment of hesitation with the blinking cursor on a new document. Yeah, we all know that feeling a little too well.
I mean, seriously, right? Whether it's a super important email to your boss, a memo for your team, or even just planning out a phone call, that little blinking line can feel so intimidating. You know what you need to say, but trying to find just the right words, the right tone, the right structure, man, it can totally freeze you up.
Well, guess what? Here's the good news. For that feeling of being totally lost, for that blank page anxiety, there is a clear, dependable solution. There's a structure for that. And that leads us right into our big idea today, the power of the template. This is the framework that's going to bring some serious clarity to all your communication.
So what are we actually talking about when we say structured template? It's really just a predefined framework. Think of it like a blueprint for your message. And this isn't about making you sound like a robot or sending cookie-cutter messages. No way. It's about having a solid foundation that guarantees your point gets across clearly, keeps your messages consistent, and honestly, just makes the whole process way more efficient.
Now just look at the contrast on this slide. It really says it all. On the left, you've got what happens all too often. Communication that's confusing for the person on the other end and super stressful and time-consuming for you. But look at the right side. When you add structure, everything becomes clear, seamless, and this is the best part, easy.
So how do we actually get there? How do we get to that easy part? Well, the source material lays out this beautifully simple, super straightforward, two-step method to master the whole process.
And that's it, really just 2 steps. First, you just take a minute to understand the basic language structure of professional communication. You know, the core pieces of any clear message. Then, second, you learn the templates that use that structure. So here's the key. It's about understanding the why before you learn the how. Makes sense, right?
Okay, so this isn't just some abstract theory. Let's look at exactly where you can put this method to work in your day-to-day life.
And here's something I think is really cool. The source makes a great distinction. This method gives you templates for writing, you know, your documents and emails, but it also gives you templates for communication, which covers your real-time conversations. It's the whole shebang.
And when I say it's the whole shebang, I really mean it. This isn't just for like big annual reports. This framework can be applied to almost every single professional interaction you have. For example, think about your team meetings or even one-on-ones. You know how conversations can just meander and go off topic? Well, having a simple template for an agenda or for giving structured feedback can totally change the game and make sure you hit all your key points and, actually respect everyone's time.
And the same exact thing goes for phone calls. Instead of just rambling, a simple template like an opening, the main purpose, a quick summary of next steps, and a clear closing can make your calls shorter, way more professional, and so much more productive. Just starting a call with, "Hey, I'm calling about X, only need 5 minutes to talk about Y and Z," immediately sets clear expectations. It's a game changer. Now, take something like formal letters. They are a classic example of templates in action, and we use them for a really good reason. They make sure every single necessary piece of information is right there in a clear way, leaving zero room for misunderstanding.
Memos are another perfect example. I mean, they are literally designed around a template to get information across fast and efficiently. You've got the clear subject, the intro, the key points, and a call to action. It's a structure built for clarity.
And this really just illustrates the bigger point. From project proposals to performance reviews and so many other documents, having a structured template saves you an incredible amount of time and mental energy. It lets you focus on the actual content, not on reinventing the format every single time.
Which brings us to the ultimate payoff. See, this isn't just about being more organized. It's about fundamentally changing how you feel about writing. This is your brand new toolkit for confidence and clarity.
The end goal is exactly this: seamless professional communication. That feeling where your ideas just flow from your mind to the page or into the conversation without all that friction and stress and self-doubt.
And the result of all that, as the source puts it so perfectly, is just easy writing. Just imagine that for a second. The tasks that you used to dread now become easy. That's the kind of power you have when you've got the right framework in your corner.
So, I'm going to leave you with a question to chew on. Whether it's for that weekly report you put off, or that tricky client email, or even just your next team meeting, what will you build with your first template? The possibilities, as you can see, are pretty much endless.